Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to wish you a good day, for it is another day, a beautiful day on paradise today. And every day life has to come easier and easier and easier and easier, all the way to the ascension. For the hard part is over, and the great event that's been announced, because solar flash and this awakening will be coming, and it is the Pleiadians are coordinating that. But each day is like a month now. There's so much going on. There's so many opportunities for breakthroughs each and every day. So it's like a year and 10 years ago, it was like a day, it's like a year. If you go back to 3-4 months, it's like the intensity of the emotion and the experience was a month, was happening in the months. Now it's happening in a day. So do you believe in outer powers, or do you believe in self-empowerment, the power of the one, the God self? So it is important to maintain a strong ego. I'm not saying ego in the sense that the ego is like a double edge. For it is the opposing force to the ascension, but yet once it is submitted to the soul, it becomes really powerful. It becomes it finds its true power in being subservient to the will of God. But to have a strong ego, and ego means individuality. We can never renounce that. We can forget about it and move into great cosmic awareness in many dimensions, where we lose our identity for the experience, but then we always reassemble into this one personality. So it's about continue to grow and to connect to the inner child, to communicate with your inner child as if you can, and know you're protected by the divine grace. The past is hope. For we needed that hope. We need that hope all the way to the ascension. But the light can never fail. For it is the light. The light in the lower planes is a force that opposes the darkness. But no higher planes is like there is no force to oppose. It is just a game that the light is playing, and yet the light will always win. That is the deception that was created on all the dark forces to let them believe they could win. Because if the light didn't let them believe they could win, they would have never engaged in this process, and the game would have not happened. So it's like sometimes we wonder why the universe create those games, but it is for the expansion of consciousness and the expansion of the universe. We just need to be in our own power. What the card of the present is compassion, is to love yourself. To love yourself unconditionally. Can you love yourself? Repeat to yourself, I love me. Oh, I love myself. I'm such a. It is such a delight to be sent here in this physical body. But whenever there is a doubt, just remember who you were a day before you were born. They wanted us to believe that we didn't exist before we were born, and we will no longer exist after we die. That's another mean of control that they inflicted on the 13,000 years ago. That was the main thing. They created this mortal consciousness so that people believe in that. But in truth, this is not true. We came from the light, and we return to the light after we pass on. And so remember who you were in this glorious light right before you entered into this one body. And the outcome, the future is energy. For the energy, everything is energy. We work from energy. Everything is there is a world of energy that explodes into what we call dark matter, energy, pure energy, potential energy, that erupt into matter and antimatter and create all those dimensions. So it is a constant process of creation and recreation. But it happens so fast that it's beyond the human mind to comprehend. It's like every second there are trillions of destruction and recreation. We'll come to realize that scientifically someday. And that means we can recreate ourselves anytime, at any moment. What we're working on now is optimism. We had the trial in the French reading, so next we're working on optimism, and the outcome will be joy. So we're going to be able to share that joy, to feel the joy, to know the joy. For it's important to continue to dream of this new age of light, this new age of peace, this new age of wisdom. For it is really making it possible for it to come into being, because enough people are wanting that. And soon to learn to become the great I am, to be the I am. So it's like, those are big shoes, but to become one with the I am and follow that way that's been designed, and to choose to accept the proposition of the I am, and to move into this God timeline. And so So just remember this glorious light you were before you were born. For the whole society is morally bankrupt, I have to say. But but the more power to those who stand on the side of truth. Also, it's like for in France we had to vote, and it's like we vote. There is the extreme right, which is the president right now. It cannot go anymore right. It's like a banker for the banker, and then you have the for the people. It's supposed to be extreme right, but it's actually the left now, and so. But I do think there is two things that there should be, there are many things that need to be changed in society. The first thing is the polls. The polls should be, they shouldn't be published because they influence so much the collective. For everything is conducted and by the media. The media is the power control. And then the lobbies are extremely detrimental. Well, they're paid. They're good salesmen. If we can forbid the lobbies, those people will find works in the sales departments. But it's like those people have private money to pay the bureaucrats in order to have laws that serves them. So they're no longer serving the people, because everything they're taking. To make just a brief, just a perspective, but all those bureaucrats in Brussels or in America or all over the world, they took some sanction, and now it's like they're not suffering from the sanction. They're like, but all the people in Europe, all the people in America and around the world are suffering against that. And then Russia had to do what they're doing. We're not talking about those biolabs that it will come up, and everything will come up. But they had some American finance biolabs with pathogens that could destroy the whole world. So there was no choice from the Russian standpoint, and the sanctions against Russians are not affecting the government and the oligarchs. Well, they're losing their boats. But I'm talking about the workers in Russia. They need to put foot on the table. So we do hope that this will be over very soon, so we can find them the bureaucrat takes decision and the people suffer. They're not working for the people; they're working for their own power and status. But just I'm not. I don't want to. It's just so many things are going to come into the. It's going to become obvious, and the Russians also have this in the 70s or 80s. I'm not really sure. It was kind of top secret, but there were some leaks. They received a huge asteroid full of, it was a diamond asteroid, enough diamond, it's so pure diamonds, huge asteroid, pure diamond that crashed into Russia and put it into safe. But there isn't enough diamond to sustain their whole economy just with this asteroid. So it is not, I think the medias are quite well, it's a scene, you know. We don't want to be trapped into this scene of the outer power. We want to be in our inner power. And then once you're into your inner power, you can come and bring the light into those people. If you call on to enter into this stage, which I will be at some point, what in France probably, to just bring them back to just to express ideas and see how can, because an idea is only good as can be accepted by the people who are receiving it. The highest wisdom is going in circle, to accept to go in circle for a time and focus on you. What we need to understand is breathing. For all that we seek is actually within the breath, but we learn to take very shallow breaths, and when we have to learn to take deep breaths, what we need to understand is why. Because it's all for the expansion of the soul consciousness. There's a lot of karma. For in France, I know there was something very corrupted about those elections, and the spirit answers that it's going to cost them a lot. It's going to, the karma, what they're going to have to face, because in the past it was like, well, if nobody sees it, we're home free. But now it's no longer possible. So we have to accept our own karma, balance out our own karma, forgive others, but to know that nobody is going to be able to get away with anything. The universe, God consciousness, is love. He's got love and God and wisdom and infinite knowledge. There's not a single thought you ever had that God has forgotten. He can reserve it to you, or in action and in. But just continue to practice forgiveness, but to know that the universe does not forget, and the universe has the responsibility to make the crooked straight, to fill what is empty, to empty what is full. And so it will unfold in time, but focus on yourself, on your well-being, and the outcome is the time of departing, leaving. There is a new phase of our life that is unfolding before us. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a good day. Thank you very much if you like this video, for liking, sharing, for commenting and subscribing. I left a link in the, if you want to make a donations, and I'll do also private sessions. And so, so there's a lot of things are about to unfold, and it's just not to be, not to get distracted by all this that is being presented in the media. Very soon, I'm going to put a suit and tie. It's an expression to refine my presentation in order to return to the. To return to the world. Now, in some sense, I feel like I've been in exile, but I do feel like I have to confront that I have to present certain ideas on the collective level, and but people are very much. I will find out that people are very, they're very into the forms. It's like all the old people in France, for instance, they're going to vote for the Mr. Macron because he's pretty, he's got a nice suit and he speaks well. But they don't know that what he says, he does completely the opposite. But they don't have internet and so on. So that's how he gets so many votes. I don't know if it's rigged or not. We'll see. We're gonna find that out. So, and if that's really what happens, it's gonna be a heavy bill to pay on those who have done that. For it's like it's been going on for a long time, but now it's like we do need to return to systems that are transparent. And so I'm gonna finish with a song just to say that in one day everything can change. It goes like this. What a difference a day makes, 24 little hours, brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterday was blue, dear, today I'm part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear, since you said you were mine. Lord, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss. It's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day make, and the difference is you. The difference is you. Everything is always about us. As we change, the world will change with us, and do not. So we make the difference. And we welcome romance. There's in the new life, much romance. I'm kind of romantic, but even if I lived in exile for a little while. And the card of the day is the same card as we had in the French reading. It is this magic, marvelous, the dreams fulfilled. Here it is Raphael. He's on the beach of Pensacola. It looks like Pensacola a little bit. It could be somewhere else. It's the 9, and here he's like with he's got an oil lamp with a genie in it, and he says, "Make a wish. Your dreams become reality, a happy time of your life." So it is very much about expecting the best, to know that there's going to be some amazing things happening, and to know we can just ask life, and life is going to be able to provide in this new quantum field. Well, I thank you very much, wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.